why Majaneen? Explain this. Because it's only a madman who doesn't know where his benefit lies, where his advantages lie, from which things he profits. So he loses his things right and left, and no sense of possession left. So such things can occur only either from the top righteous people, who are the summit of righteousness, who see things beyond, who see the face of God, and for that face they sacrifice all they possess. Or just madmen do that. Any man with sanity will not sacrifice his things for nothing. And what things? Honor, property, wealth, life, the dear ones, the families, the tribes, all are lost. So there can be no other answer than this. Either these people have to be right and true people, or they have to be mad. So the first option they wouldn't accept. So they took the second option as the only alternative option. Otherwise this is a dilemma which can't be solved. Right?
Sorry. No, there's a comment that he says here in your last time. I didn't see it in the video. That Sayyidina Salih alayhi salam, he's told to be a liar. Did you say that?
No, I didn't.
He said no.
Huh? No.
Yes, he did.
He must have said something which was misunderstood or misconveyed.
Or misinterpreted.
That's right, that's possible. But we'll rectify it. Tell them. Please take over. That is exactly what they say about Hazrat Muslim Islam. The Majnoon, madman. But all the previous prophets were also called madmen. Now the blame that somebody is Majnoon or mad is not tenable in this case, in the case of the prophets. Not at all. Because they speak of such wisdom as they challenge the world around. That if you can bring something to be compared with what I tell you of wisdom, come and show me. And they fail to do it. And moreover, they cannot be declared to be false people for doing this for the sake of anything else. Because the best a prophet could require would be honor. Some people are mad for in their ambition to become the leaders. But when they claim, they do not get leadership. They destroy leadership they already had gained previously. They are supposed to be the very leaders. You mentioned Hazrat Saleh.
Yes.
And Hazrat Saleh it was who was told, addressed by his people, Marjuvan fina, kunta marjuvan fina. That you were the one in whom we lay high expectations, who was supposed to be the leader which is emerging from us. So he rejected that leadership. So that is why there is no logic either way. If he is a cunning man, he can sacrifice, even a cunning man can sacrifice things for the sake of great honor or fulfillment of his ambition to gain leadership. That does not apply to the case of the prophets, because they are leaders of a sort, accepted by the people, respected by the people around, before their claim. When they claim, all the leadership goes overboard, and they are deprived of that honor which they had gained first. So it is impossible to prove a prophet wrong. If he is a true prophet, these are the signs which go with him. Now this can be demonstrated in case of Hazrat Aqdas Sayyidina Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When Quraysh did everything they could to dissuade him from propagation of the unity of God, propagation of Islam. At last they made a delegation and they came to Hazrat Abu Talib and told him that, look here, we are now fed up with this. This must be decided either way. Tell your nephew that if he wants shuhra, honor and fame and glory, we are ready to give him the leadership of Mecca. If he wants the most beautiful girl in Arabia, we promise we will provide him that. If he wants wealth, whatever he wants, we are going to offer him with respect and accept him as our leader. But he must dissuade from the propagation of unity of God. When Hazrat Abu Talib approached Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and told him, "Oh my nephew, I give you shelter and I also suffer. Today my people came to me with this message and they said, Abu Talib, enough is enough, no more. I will be with you, I will not abandon you, but you know, it's how difficult it is becoming. So this is their offer. What's your answer?" He said, as far as you are concerned, I am not protected by you, I am protected by my God. Forget about this, that you are giving me protection. As far as their offer is concerned, tell them that if they bring the sun and put it on my right hand, and they bring the moon and put it on my left hand, I will chuck them away and I care not for them. But unity is my profession, my obsession, my love. I can never abandon unity of God. So therein lies the proof of his honesty and total absolute dedication to truth. Yet they wouldn't understand. The blind people don't see. Please. Now coming to the question of their allegation that the claimant to prophethood is mad, their attitude proves them to be absolutely false or mad themselves. Because when madmen say things, people never take them seriously. Look, scan the whole history of man and his behavior. When madmen rave and do this and that, people don't take them seriously. They laugh at them. Children stone them, but children only. And they are never confronted because they are never taken seriously. He's a madman, you know. They laugh at them and mock at them, and that's all. And they never grow. I have never read about a madman gathering strength from strength and people after people and tribe after tribe joining forces with him. Madmen remain madmen alone and single and abandoned. So why do they take prophets of Allah so seriously if they are madmen? They have no logic.
They call him even شاعر أو مجنون.
That is the same thing. Shair means a liar. Yes. Shair here means liar and a majnoon. But why do you take them seriously? What was there about Jesus, for instance? What did he do to offend them? If he was, his preaching was only that of forgiveness. How could a preaching of forgiveness and love offend anybody in the world? So by rejecting all of the prophets, they proved themselves to be mad, because they had no logic in that. In real madmen, they believed. Even today, believe in a sense that some people who are mad and they say, we can do this and we can bring you, people go and say Assalamu alaikum and try to gain some favor from him, as if he is the Lord of the universe. But madmen are never opposed tooth and nail like the prophets of Allah are opposed. And madmen, if opposed, will be completely wiped out and destroyed. They have no strength. there are some cases where some people who were supposed to be mad, they were opposed, and they were beaten down and flattened to earth. Nothing is heard of them. But prophets of God, none can touch them. It's impossible. They grow from strength to strength and glory to glory. This is not the behavior of madmen, is there? Certainly not. Now, another thing about this process is that Majnoon people or the false prophets, there are two different categories. The Majnoon are left alone and not cared for. What about the false prophets? The false prophets are not opposed by the people. They have a backing of a tribe. They have a backing of a gang. They conspire first and come out in the form of a strong band and armed people. And they claim to be representatives of God, these false people, always with the help of a tribe or some powerful group behind them. Now look at the history of the Mutanabbiyin for Islam. They are always, without fail, supported by a clan, a tribe, or another powerful group behind them, and who wanted to gain some ulterior motives out of their claims. But what of them? How can we recognize them then? Because they are not madmen. One can know they are clever, cunning people, they are not madmen. What would happen to them? On that subject, the Holy Quran says, referring to another sign of the truth of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَلَوْ تَقَوَّلَ عَلَيْنَا بَعْضُ الْأَقَاوِيلِ لَأَخَذْنَا مِنْهُ بِالْيَمِينِ ثُمَّ لَقَطَعْنَا مِنْهُ الْوَتِينَ فَمَا مِنْكُمْ مِنْ أَحَدٍ عَنْهُ حَاجِزِينَ. If he were a conscious liar and impostor who concocted things and himself and attributed them to me falsely, how can people know that this man has not been spoken to by God? Everyone who claims, how do we know? How can we know? We are not sitting in between the he and a person. So this is the dilemma. Should we accept such a man? Should we reject him? What is our responsibility? Should we oppose him? Should we try to punish him and destroy him? Well, all these questions arise. One of them is answered in this verse, which says, you have nothing to do with it. We have. He has attributed lies to us, not to you. If it's a prophet, this prophet had attributed lies to you, then you could punish him. But he hasn't. You know he has been Ameen, you know he has been Siddiq or Suduq, and all these praises he has won from you. So, all right, you say he has spoken against us, a lie, a fabrication. We must punish, and we will. Just wait and see. لَوْ تَقَوَّلَ عَلَيْنَا بَعْضَ الْأَقَاوِيلِ. Not to talk of the whole Quran. If we had concocted even a few sayings, attributing them to us, لَأَخَذْنَا مِنْهُ بِالْيَمِينِ. We would have caught him by the right hand. ثُمَّ لَقَطَعْنَا مِنْهُ الْوَتِينَ. And then we would have severed his life artery. فَمَا مِنْكُمْ مِنْ أَحَدٍ عَنْهُ حَاجِزِينَ. There would be none then from among you to support him and prevent the wrath of Allah to befall him. None could stand between Allah's wrath and him. Now this presents a beautiful scenario of which I have already spoken. The false people have the support of false people with them. But when Allah's wrath befalls them, none can stop it. It's the other way around with the righteous people. They are left alone, abandoned, at the mercy of any Tom, Dick and Harry to do them any harm they like. but it is Allah who stands between them and that man and protects him. So it is exactly the opposite scenario which is built in the case of two prophets. What is it?
Yes.
Please. No one stands between him and God to protect him. They all attack him. Who stands between? It is God who stands between him and his so-called destroyers, his enemies. And the case of the Mutanabbiyin is exactly the opposite.
It's in the history of...
That's right.
There is Mutanabbiyin before Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad.
Of course.
They call they were prophets and...
They claim to be prophets.
In what
Mutanabbi.
Century?
The first was, क्या नाम था उसका पूरा? असवद अंसी. नहीं, तो पहला जिसने रसूल सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के सामने दावा किया, मुसलमा कज़्ज़ाब was during the lifetime of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was supported by his tribe, and he came in as a delegation and sent the message to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that I am also a prophet of God, so I have come with the proposition that we should share this office together. Let's divide this authority. Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told his messenger that I do not care. क्या उठाया था 10 से 3 का straw. I do not care for his offer even to the extent of this straw, to the weight of this straw, or to the value of this straw.
But
tell him, go back. God has appointed me, and this is not to be shared.
Yeah, but God has proved that they were liars. Like
that's what I'm saying.
But and he stopped this thing in the Qur'an and tell them. But about Mu'assas Jama'ah al-Ahmadiyyah.
No, I'm coming to that. I'll come to that.
Because no time to.
No, we'll continue. Next time, tomorrow, the day after.
No, because there's an important question I'll ask you today, please.
No problem. Just show patience, please.
I am.
Okay. We'll come tomorrow and the day after as well. I have started a subject which has to be covered entirely, exhausted.
Yeah.
Because there are many things which may arise in the minds of other viewers. When you ask a question, my address no longer remains confined to you.
No, to everybody.
Because it's not a private meeting.
No.
So all the viewers in the world are watching and listening.
Yeah.
So I have to satisfy all the possible queries which may arise in their hearts. That is why I take longer. So I'll turn to you in your turn. But you understand that the whole world is watching us.
Yes, indeed.
So I should...
And everybody wants to comment.
Exactly. So on their behalf, I am commenting myself, raising questions. This could be said, that could be said, that could be said, this is the answer to this, and that and that. This is a style of argumentation, please. So where was I? About
Musaylima
Kazab and others like him. Imagine they were all supported by groups, gangs and tribes. In case of Hazrat Masih Maud alayhi salatu wasalam, his image is absolutely opposite to that of the Mutanabbiyin, because he lost support of all who were behind him prior to his claim. Those who praised him began to abuse him. Those who were his friends, they began to hate him to the extent that they would become bloodthirsty enemies. This fate is not the fate of Mutanabbiyin. This only is the fate of the true prophets of Allah. But another thing which I wanted to tell you in relation to this issue which we are discussing is an aspect of the question which I raised and have not yet answered. Let me answer it. I said, if somebody claims to be from God, what should be your reaction? What should you do? You don't know him. You don't know whether God did speak to him or not. So leave him to God. He will most certainly take care of him. He will not let a liar prosper who has attributed false claims to Allah. This is the import of the whole verse. But there is another verse which says that if somebody goes on speaking of God, he's giving him a message and this and that, is it your responsibility to kill him, to destroy him? Is Qatl Mutanabbi, is what is advised by Allah. This is the question which is also to be sorted out. And now I turn to another verse of the Holy Quran which applies to the time of Moses alayhi salam. You understand? The Holy Quran tells us that the elders of the time of Moses were together in conference. They were contemplating the murder of Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Then a man from among them walked into that conference. He was inside, deep in his heart, he was a believer, but he was hiding this fact. But addressing them, he said, in yaku kaziban فَعَلَيْهِ كَذِبُ إِن يَكُ كَاذِبًا فَعَلَيْهِ كَذِبُ وَإِن يَكُ صَادِقًا يُصِبْكُمْ بَعْضُ الَّذِي يَعِدُكُمْ يُصِبْكُمْ بَعْضُ الَّذِي يَعِدُكُمْ. Now this is a universal truth mentioned in this verse. Was he wrong or was he right? He says you are planning to murder him. But remember, if he is a liar, the responsibility of his lies does not rest on your shoulders. It rests on the shoulder of God. Because he is speaking a lie against him, not against you. But remember also, if he proved to be right, then whatever effort you make against him is going to turn against you. Then whatever he threatens you with, by the way of wrath of Allah, it is going to follow you and it will not leave you alone. It will be fulfilled. So both these are the criteria. Apply them to Hazrat Mirza Sahib and see for yourself what happened. Was he a madman? If he was a madman, he should have been left alone and he would destroy himself. Madmen do not need an enemy to destroy them. They commit a sort of suicide. There is no future for madmen. If he was a liar, then he was the greatest liar of his time, the one who attributed false claims to Allah. Where was this verse then, which said, leave him to me, I'll do it, I'll take care? What care did God take of this man if he was a false man? When people said, you are a false prophet, you are not a true prophet, and we will see to it that you are destroyed and demolished and completely annihilated from the face of earth. You know what he said? He said, all right, come on, do it. Bring all your forces, muster all your strength. Destroy me if you can, but God has told me, He stands behind me. None of you will ever see me destroyed. I am going to spread and grow from strength to strength until He's told them that God has told me that my name will reach the corners of the earth. Was it a madman speaking or a false man speaking? Why don't you visualize yourself the situation in which he was? If he was a false man, the ulama of India, all of them together, were they not enough to destroy him? Why did he escape? If he was a false man, the Christians of India and the Christian empire of Great Britain, was it not sufficient to destroy him? Because he had annoyed them enough. He had claimed that their God was dead. The Muslim masses and the ulama could not forgive him. I mean, mashayikh could not forgive him. because they had declared Jesus to be dead. But Jesus was a prophet to them. How could this claim be pocketed by the British Empire and the Christians that their God is dead? Could you consider a greater affront to the honor and visage of the British Empire and the Christians? They could not. So why this single man, unaided by any group in the world, rose from power to power and strength to strength, and he was always proved right that he will not be able to confine me? You know, the claims were made, counterclaims, by Hindus, not only by Muslims, by Hindus as well, by Christians. If this man can put up a show for a while in Qadian, but he will be buried and destroyed along with his movement. Nothing will be heard of him after a few days. Those who claimed, nothing is heard of them. Only we tell the people about who they were. Otherwise they are buried under the dust of history. His name is being lauded and respected by more and more people and more nations of the world. So what sort of God that was, who said, if Muhammad Rasulullah told lies against me, then I will destroy him. If others did, I don't care. Can you believe in such a God? So this is the conclusion to which I was coming. And you spoke too early. Now if you want to ask anything, I rest my case, and please.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First we're coming to this, what you say in the verse starting the translating that Sayyidina Salih alayhi salam, he told us be a liar. When you start of translate of yesterday,
it was Jesus Christ who was supposed to be alive, but he is not alive. Not
he
Salih.
said that you said that Salih, he turned to be a liar.
I never said that.
But he say in the translating. We can bring the first. And
all right, if he had
we
did
get it afterwards.
If he did it,
We
he
record.
apologizes for that mistake
Yeah.
and corrects himself. Do it. Tell them.
لقد
No,
ما قلته
Hayyun. Did you say?
No, الكاذب. He turned to be a liar.
Lie. I said lie.
Liar.
No. I said people believed him to be a liar, not he.
Yes.
This is a mistake. I said the people, his own people, believed him to be a liar.
No, he said he turned to be a liar in the start.
No question.
Maybe he said that.
If he says that, consciously he'll become a kafir himself.
No, astaghfirullah al-azim. No, that's it.
Oh no, there has to be a mistake somewhere.
All right, we will listen to that afterwards.
Okay, please.